The easiest way to build your cash buyers list for your wholesale real estate business. This is Rick Ginn with Flip with Rick. And before we get started, you know the drill. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button to continue to receive absolutely free information on how to wholesale real estate. We're going to talk about the easiest way to find cash buyers in your area. So I'm going to go a little bit old school with you. So you guys know that back in 2003, we actually used to go to the courthouse, which was the greatest cash buyer list in the world. There'd be 30 or 40. I've seen as many as 50 cash buyers right there ready to go. So most of you know by now, most of these auctions are held online. So we lost that ability, which I actually really enjoyed it. It was literally like going to a RIA mastermind. So because some of the greatest investing minds were there. And these were guys with deep pockets that would buy anything. They just didn't care about assignment fees. They just wanted to get deals done. If you have that ability in your market, take advantage of it. But I'm here to tell you a little bit of a secret that still exists today that myself, Rick, Zach, uses in our business that still works. And it's extremely effective. And so many times we overlook, hey, we do a landing page, we use Facebook to find cash buyers, and there's actually a simple solution. So I love to connect with people in person. It makes an impact. And some of my greatest buyers to this day have been found by this technique. So you guys ready? It's really simple. It's real estate auctions. Every town has them. There's usually going to be one or two master real estate. So we have somebody in our market that specializes in what I call kind of the rundown properties, like the low properties, $100,000 and less. And then there's ones that do the higher end properties. So the really neat thing is, guys, if you don't know how to find it, it's real simple. Just go on Google, just research real estate auctions in your area. I'm not talking about online auctions. I'm talking about actual physical meetings. People meet up. Now, it is really, really cool. So you have one spot where you'll typically get between 50, I've seen as many as 120 buyers in one spot. Now, the really cool thing is once you locate them, by the way, all these usually take place on Saturdays. They give you a list of the inventory before. I do not want you to go there and ever bid on one of these properties. You don't want to be the guy or gal who pays the most for a property. So I use these auctions to underwrite my cash buyers list. So what you want to do is find out when it's scheduled. If it starts at 9 a.m., I want you there at 8 a.m. The reason is you can go and meet with the auctioneer. They're full of great information, great stories. And they're going to once you get to know them, they'll tell you who the real players are. So I want you to be the first one there and typically the last one that leaves. When you get there, remember, you are not bidding on the property. So the process is usually you go in, you're going to fill out like a worksheet. And some of the auctioneers just leave it like plain sight with phone numbers, emails. Don't take a picture of it. It's kind of unscrupulous. But I'm going to teach you how to network in these events. Once you register, you don't even have to put a deposit down. You just sign an agreement. If you bid, you're on the hook. So go ahead and register so you fit in with everybody else. And once you register, they'll have you tour the property. Now, I could care less what it looks like. You get some basic information on some properties in your area, but what you want to do is you want to wait until the crowd comes and start touring it with them. And listen to the quality of their questions, the quality of their comments, and you can quickly identify who's the real buyers there. And what we're going to do is teach you some basic, what I call speed networking that you need to accomplish at these events. Remember, your main objective there is to collect as many quality cash buyers. So the key word is quality, not quantity. You'd be surprised how many people just go to these events just to watch. Like they get really excited. Like auctions have this incredible energy. It doesn't matter if it's an estate auction, a furniture auction. You guys see the high-end car auctions, people go nuts. And people want to watch that feverish pitch where they keep bidding each other up. I think it's actually hysterical because what they want you to do is bid on emotion. So if you're in wholesaling, don't ever do this way. It's a great way to sell a property. It is the worst way for you to buy a property. So we never use our emotions to buy anything in real estate. Honestly, if you can do that in the rest of your life, it'll help you out phenomenally. So We are going to talk about speed networking. So you go ahead and register. You wait till the crowd comes and then you go tour the property. And then you're kind of in a crowd of people and people will just start naturally talking to you. So the key to networking is let them talk, let them tell you a little bit about themselves and get their information. So the old days, when I was back in the early 2000s, we used to give this thing called a business card. Nobody does that anymore. It still works. I still recommend you having them on hand, but a lot of people just like to text you their information, put your phone number in and get it there. Now, I'm not really fast with the phone, so I'd probably bring like a little notepad and write everyone's phone numbers down and then text them after the event, whatever you need to do. But try to let them do the majority of the talking. Remember, your job is to try to qualify a high quality buyer. You can quickly determine like who's for real there on like who they're talking to you, the kind of verbiage they're using. Somebody asks you about hard money at the event, that is not going to be a good buyer. It means they're just starting out and they don't know how to buy the property. So you just want to listen to them. Let them do most of the talking. Keep your conversations short and inquisitive. Like you don't want to get in a long drawn out conversation because the reality is you get about an hour, maybe an hour to market. So the idea is if you want to meet 20 or 30 quality people, you got to keep the conversation short because you're going to run out of time. So the key is get the information. So either you're going to put it in your phone, whatever you want to do. I like it old school. I just kind of write down their phone number or exchange it like a business card. After that is you want to take that information. You want to follow up. So your follow up is don't try to use your time at the auction to ask a million questions. You just want to have some basic qualifying questions. What areas do you buy in? How often do you buy? What type of properties are you looking for? Simple stuff like that and a contact phone number. You can go and research them online, check out their social media feeds. You can Google them and you can find out a lot of information and you can walk away with some really killer buyers. One of my favorite buyers I found this way. I've had a relationship with them exceeding 18 years, sold them over 50 properties, and to this date, they still buy all the time. The other little hot topic you get out of this, you'd be surprised how many realtors show up to this event. I said, yes, realtors show up. Now, the really cool thing is, if you watch how the realtors come to these auctions, there's one or two ways they come in. They come in very curious, like, how does this work? Which means they're clueless. And number two, they walk in like they freaking own the place. And I love it. So realtors will come there. The ones that walk in like they own the place means they're representing their own book of cash buyers, just like you and me do. And they're trying, like they already have a number that they'll pay for the property. And if they can bid it, so if they know they'll pay 120 and she can get it at 110, she'll pick up the property 110 and then charge them a full commission on top of it, up to $10,000. And I think that's a really smart realtor / broker, whoever it is. And they do this on a regular basis because they just wait for opportunity to identify. Now, they typically show up right before the auction starts. They've done all their homework. They know exactly what they're dealing with, which means they have a relationship with the auctioneer, which is one thing I want you to do. Once the auctioneer kind of knows what you do and sees you're consistent, they will tell you so much information about all the buyers. Now, let's talk about the other realtor. The other realtor shows up like, how does this work? How do I bid? That means the realtor is inquisitive about real estate investing, which I like, which is a great person to network with. And typically she has a few cash buyers that would be interested in. That would be a great person to form a relationship with because you could fulfill that niche for her. So depending on what stage of the market you're in, if the market's really hot, these auctions are nuts. I've seen well in excess of 125, 150 people, and they get in this real frenzy and they just keep bidding. I love an auction for a property. If I own a property in the area or I have one under contract, it's a beautiful thing because you can actually sell. You have to be respectful at the auction, but you can walk away with enough context to buy that have a cash buyer buy that property within 2 weeks. So guys, realtors is the other huge secret at this event. I've walked away with some amazing relationships with what I call high net worth realtors / brokers, meaning heavy influencers. These people have a huge cash buyers list. As long as they're willing to pay the price, I don't mind paying the commission. And I want you guys to utilize this. So here's what we're going to do. So a couple other tips to look for at the auction is Remember, you don't care what the numbers are. I want you to look around the crowd and watch their eyes. And the idea is I want you to study the psychology of how they get excited. Look at which ones are really actively paying attention. And in the end, that's going to tell you so at the very end of the auction, it comes down to usually 2 or 3 buyers. And then they get in a pissing contest, which cracks me up. And whoever pays the most wins, which in my book of business means you lose. I want you to pay attention. So watch the psychology. And once the bidding starts, you'll find out who the real bidders are and take note of it, because these are the people that will consistently, they love to buy at these auctions, and it's almost an addiction for them. And what I want you to do is capitalize on that addiction, because we are going to feed it through our wholesaling business. We have properties, we have inventory, but I'm just like you. I want to get the best return on it. So full disclosure on the bidding, how it works is when these people bid on the properties, it's sight on scene. There's no more inspection period. And they typically have 30 days to close. A lot of times the title company has to fix like minor issues, and they have to leave a 10% down payment that is non-refundable. So in essence, if they bought a property for $200,000, they have to leave a $20,000 non-refundable check, and 10% of that goes to the auctioneer. So even if that person's not able to close on the property, the auctioneer is covered, and then he'll re-auction property from there. So it's pretty straightforward. So whatever bid price well, they do tell you, but they add another 10% on it. So if they bought it for $200,000, they actually paid $220,000. They bought it for $100,000, they paid $110,000 on it. I just want you to know that, because they're even paying more than you ever thought they would pay. So it'll help you determine your market. But the bottom line of this is it's a speed networking event. You want to get short conversations. Let them talk about themselves. It's never about you. I don't want you just answer basic information, because there's no benefit in them you telling them about yourself. You want to get as much intel as humanly possible. You walk away with 10, 20, 30 contacts. And then when you get back in your office, your home office, whatever it is, you can take the time and just go through. You can text them. You can start calling them. You set them up in your emails, and then you vet them. What I don't want you to put on this list is a lot of wholesalers show up to these events. You can network with wholesalers, but you don't want them on your cash buyers list, because in my opinion, nothing good comes from it. They're going to constantly try to figure out your marketing tactics. Go out and build your cash buyers list. Still use the other techniques you're using, but I want you to utilize your local real estate auctions and just have fun with it. It's too many times in this business, we're so online that we forget to do offline stuff. And this is a great tactic that will work in your market. And you never know, you might walk away with a whale, with someone that will buy 30 or 40 properties. I've had one buy over 50 from a relationship I have. And to this date, they still buy from me and they love it. They buy all my properties sight unseen. Remember, these people are looking at the properties. They're making a bid on a non-refundable. These are the easiest people in the world to commit to an assignment contract with a large non-refundable fee. You guys see where I'm going with this. I think a lot of people overlook this technique because we're all trying to run so fast on the internet. And why not? Get out a Saturday morning, go out, have a cup of coffee, go out, meet some fellow investors. And I promise you, you will walk away with a much fuller cash buyers list. And we're talking about people that will do it right now. And the really cool thing is they will follow your command, because they're already paying a 10% premium, which they're never happy about. And they're leaving non-refundable deposits. And they want to close on the properties actually faster, but they have this 30-day policy on almost all of them. So you can make them very happy. And in return, you can get your deals move faster. Everybody makes money. By the way, if you can assign the contract, it's the best way to do this, because these people have no problem with assignments at all. So guys, tell me what you think. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you want to hear more free content video like this so you can elevate your wholesaling business. Do you guys utilize your local real estate auctions to find quality cash buyers? Share in the comments, let me know. Guys, this is an old school technique, but it still works. I love auctions because I love to watch people get in a fevered pitch. The key is you're watching, looking, observing, you're learning psychology. Let them bid on their emotions. You never bid on emotions. You bid on logic based on a fixed asset, which is the real estate, and you make all the money in between. So guys, I'll see you in the next video. This is Rick with Flip with Rick. I'll see you soon.